Hello. So my dog ate my got a new job, started on Monday. Whatever. That's beside the point. I was gonna stream yesterday, I was gonna stream earlier today, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should just no, and I was like, video games, you know, I gotta play video games, man. So I ended up having to leave the house anyway. Like I'd been staring at the computer. I got out of work at like 4 or 3:30, got home around 4:30, and was like staring at the computer. I was like, man, I tried to stream, and then like the dog was all over me, so I had to take care of him. And then it was like 7, and then whatever. I gotta be up at like 5 in the morning, but I don't go to sleep until late anyway, so whatever. Anyway, I had to leave to get food, and while I was out, the dog decided to eat the corners. This is the cable I use for most of my controllers. It's probably not going to show up on it. You can actually see it. There's a little bit of there's a few bites on there. These little tiny bites, I don't even have to go all the way through. When I hook this up to the computer now, there's a power surge, and this is the last cable I had. So, it's the last good cable I had. I've got one cable that'll charge my phone, but it doesn't tend to stay connected all that well to controllers, or if I use it in the car, it doesn't do the what is it called, Android Auto or whatever. So yeah. Okay. I'll play something fun. I'm only gonna have an hour to play. I gotta eat too, so. When did I play? This dude over here looks like fake Tom Cruise. Who is this? This is a real person. They don't even credit the person, they just put him on the front of the box. This is very 8 meg 16-bit. Super Caesar's Palace. I want to try out this Chase HQ, because I don't remember what this is, but apparently I played this version. I know what Chase HQ is, I don't know what this version is. And I have no clue when I would have played it. Weird. My dumb filter still turned on, and that makes me very happy. It's the filter that makes it look like it's coming through a bad cable. I love it. I love it. Hashtag deal with it. I don't think all this story is in the arcade version. I feel like the arcade version just has the "let's go, Mr. Driver." You get a go stop this person. Me being a dumbass, because I never played the arcade version until MAME. Honestly, probably a couple of years ago.
This is Nancy.
It's Nancy. Okay, so when I played it, I was under the impression oh, you gotta stop the car. What do? And then you find out later, it's oh, you need to ram that car until it explodes for the most part.
Roger.
This looks so cool. That's my score in the bottom right. It's not a speedometer. It'll say enemy, I believe. This looks insane, dude. I think part of what does it is there's no reason for a rear view camera or a rear view mirror. What is that there for? It's literally just showing me my face, just to make it more immersive. This is so cool. It's always cool to find a version of the game that like you don't really know about. But again, I got a rating on this, so I don't know what I would have done that. There you go. That's their distance. How cool is this? I still got a time limit to worry about too. 40 seconds. No more turbo. I'm so bummed. Darn. Can I get credit for knocking him out? If you didn't see, my old man reflexes just kicked in a second ago and I tried to dodge the bullet. Right there. Alright.
You're under arrest.
You're under arrest. Alright.
This is Nancy.
There's been a shooting. The suspects were last seen driving away in a four-wheel drive and a motorcycle. The motorcyclist is considered armed and dangerous.
Good luck.
Roger.
There's no "Let's go, Mr. Driver," which is the best part of that game. Back of the box. I'm sure these are just custom people, but whenever they do that, they just like look at other people like, ah, we gotta draw something kind of like this. Let me load this up. All right, Street Fighter. I've got a long history with it. When I remember looking at magazines when they were covering Street Fighter Alpha and just thinking like, man, it looks so cool. But it never came out on the Super Nintendo, and I was kind of bummed because Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter and all those games are on there. When Alpha started, no, and then by that point I was like, I guess I just have an old system. I'm never gonna play these games. And then I remember being at one of my brother's friends, his mom was babysitting me, and her gift to me whenever she would babysit me is she would take me to Barnes and Noble, and she's like, you can get whatever you want to as long as it was under like 15 or 20 bucks or something like that. And of course I go to like the kids book section. I've already got all the Goosebumps books. I got the Fear Street books and whatever else. So I'm looking and I'm like, I go to there's like a strategy guide, like a magazine section or something, and they had the strategy guide for Street Fighter Alpha 2, and like I remember like asking for that and just looking at it. Like I would just sit there and like pretend I understood what any of this stuff meant back then, because I played Street Fighter games. I just sucked at them. But yeah, I remember like reading reviews of the game and then seeing it in this strategy guide I had and just like pretending I could play it at home, and no. But then this version of the game comes out, and I was like, oh man, I can play Street Fighter Alpha 2. And this version is weird because it is Alpha 2 on the Super Nintendo, but wait, Gwilly is not in this game. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that are missing. Not that I played Street Fighter. I played all the Street Fighter games up to this point. Probably saw the movie by this point too. I didn't understand what any of this meant. But alright, so here's what happens. So the game looks really cool to me. This happens. It's a load screen. There's your versus screen. Then it freezes, and then does this. And I just remember being so excited. There's a little bit of loading there. I think there's a little bit here. Yeah, right there. There's all these weird pauses, but it didn't matter because it was just like, oh man, I get to play this game finally. Nice. I remember I had a friend, I'm going to say friend in quotes. This was a guy from a forum I used to be in who, when Street Fighter 4 came out, I got really hard into that game. I played so much Street Fighter 4. I played a lot of Street Fighter 4, and then I had this moment when I realized, like, first off, I felt like I was competent at the game, but I probably wasn't. I had played other fighting games, like, seriously-ish before then, and understood combos and stuff, but, like, I just didn't, if it came to doing stuff on my own, like, I would never really dive into the systems that much. So, when 4 came out, I played a lot of 4, but the thing was, I was playing it like Street Fighter 2, so, like, I wasn't using the entire, what's it called, the focus attacks or anything. I was pretty much just, jump kicks, special moves, whatever, spacing, footsies. So I just dropped off hard on Street Fighter 4. I feel like I probably put in maybe like 50, 60 hours and then just dropped it completely. Especially because none of my friends at the time were really playing it. When Super came out, I picked that up and I was like, oh man, Super looks really cool. That was when I got really into it. Hey, buddy. Dog's being a jerk. But yeah, Super Street Fighter 4, I decided I'm like, because by that point I think I started getting in more into Fightcade and Kyle era or whatever, and that was when I was like, I learned like, oh, this is how you do like a spinning pile driver, like when you need to, and all this other stuff, cancels, all that crap, and why cancels are good and priority and whatever. But yeah, when Super came out, I was like, I'm gonna pick this game up and I'm gonna pick a character that I like and just stick with him and like have a main for the first time like ever. I still to this day I don't really do mains in fighting games. I just kind of play whoever I like. which will lead to me playing as, like, you know, a lot of characters. I might play as, like, you know, I might have like 6 characters or more that I actually enjoy using. Nice. Okay. Alright, anyway. But yeah, Alpha 2 on Super Nintendo. It was pretty cool. It was really cool to actually see this. Like, to finally get a chance to play this game before I had a PlayStation. Alright. That deserves a higher score than that. It's really cool. It's funny because it's like... Let's go back here. Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2 and all those are like super important games. They're big games, but something about... Why does this happen? Oh, I know why this happens. Hold on. Something about just Street Fighter Alpha 2 running on Super Nintendo just seemed like magical to me. All right, let's go. Like, they're a little bit different here. Ken's got a different face. There are some versions of this game that I feel like you go between these two and they look almost identical. Like maybe the arcade, like the original arcade version. Let's go with Ryu. I was watching a YouTube video last night and the person said Ryu, and I felt like I got transported back to like 1992 again. Nice. This is Street Fighter 2 AI. Street Fighter 2 AI, when you play against the computer in this game, you're not playing against a person. All these old fighting games, even nowadays, when you play against the AI, it's not the same as playing against the person. And, you know, you'll hear, like, I feel like fighting game elitists say that stuff a lot. Like, oh, you're not even playing a real game, you don't play online. But, like, the thing about this is he goes through this phase, and then he gets to a point where I think he jumps back. And then he just starts doing fireballs, if I remember right. It's very rare that you get the fireball and then the perfect Shoryuken. Sometimes that happens too, like it happens more with Ryu. Round 3, fight! This is fireball phase. Nice. Nice, right in the dick. All right. Let's defeat my Dragon Punch. Absolutely not. I'm good. Anyway, that's a classic. I've had this game in my head lately, and I keep thinking, I don't have my little handheld thing here. I keep thinking, like, man, maybe I should go back and play this. I rented this game, and I think it was because I thought the guy in the middle was Frankenstein's monster. I don't know what I thought this was, but I remember renting this game once or twice. And, like, the first time I played it, I thought it was really cool. The dude in the white that looks like bad Danny Trejo also looks like a weird version of like Mark Marrow / Johnny B. Bad from WCW. I don't know what these other characters are supposed to be. It's like a bad Doc Ock. Found out, you know, fairly recent, like, oh, this game was like huge on like the Amiga or something. I'm gonna switch to the other one with the you can't see me thingy. There we go. All right. They did a thing where you get a thing and it doesn't have the thing on it. Yeah, they did. It's a bold choice. He definitely looks more like Danny Trejo right there. Brigand? Mercenary. That's not a name. Navy. That's not a name. Gentleman. That's not a name. Thug. Scientist. I guess these are classes. How is this your mercenary? This version, this dude up here is like this dude once he takes the wrong drugs. Who's the cheapest? Or whatever. Let's see how this goes. This is probably gonna go bad, I'd imagine. What's the name of your first level? The beginning.
Activated.
I'm assuming that was a checkpoint. I don't know. Incredible.
Layers activated.
So if you, I don't know what the point of this is. If you tap L and R, you get a different angle of shooting. I guess if you want to hit something without moving, but it's not like you can walk backwards and do that. Oh, I get it. I need to get rid of this many things. The two pawn looking thing in the top corner. I'm assuming I have to destroy two of those.
Layers saved. Special power. Special power.
What I don't really need is whatever this special power thing is. What I do need is more life, please.
Node activate. Exit open. Level complete. Layers activated.
All right.
Node activated.
You know, it's very, very wild to me how I did an entire level. I figured, you know, most of the time when you do a level in a game, you get your life back. Not so much here.
Layers saved.
Incredible.
Layers activated.
These mutant frog things.
Spec map.
Don't need a map. I got my master's in mapology. What makes those frogs so tough to deal with, in my perspective, is the screen scrolls kind of weird, and then they leap at you, and like the way that they leap at you doesn't, it's not conducive to the way that the game scrolls. The best way to put it. I feel like I forced the friend to play this when I rented it, but I might be imagining things. I mean, you know, the second player on the screen. Oh, he's gone. They can come. Why isn't he coming back? He's got another life. Can't make him come back. I press select. He's more useful than I am. Oh, I didn't even see that guy there. Game's a hidden gem, I'm convinced. Why does she look like that? Oh, this isn't what I thought this game was at all. Wow. This is one of those games I would read about in magazines, and because this is 94. Yeah, I would have been reading magazines around this time, or trying to. This is when I was learning how to read. So a lot of times I just, you know, it would be pictures and looking at the scores in GamePro, which were, if you can't read, you can tell how excited the guy is. I had the hardest time figuring out like what the difference between like a 2.5 and a 3 was, but still. Anyway, this was in a lot of magazines. I think it had like features and stuff because of the animation, which I didn't get back then. I remember renting it and just being like, because I had heard of Pitfall. I think my brother used to talk about Pitfall, but I'd never played it because this is before we had a computer, before emulation was good. I didn't touch Atari ROMs until the 2000s, like early 2000s, but still. And I hadn't seen Indiana Jones really, so. What a bad way to show you what you're on. The vaguely Turok music. I don't know if I've revisited this game as an adult. Compare this to Earthworm Jim. Was this a shiny game? All of this music is vaguely Turok. It's like Turok Light. That feels like something I should be able to grab on. Obviously that's how it works. Gotcha, homie. It's pretty lame. Damn it. Shit. Ooh. Clutch. I got the high score. Oh, Harry, you're so silly. Whoa. don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I don't get it.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Game does a really bad job of telling you, like, oh my goodness. I don't know what you're supposed to do here. Give it a shot one more time. Whoa.
Whoa!
Just give me a life bar. Oh, whatever. I don't know, man. All those pieces. How is this a game? Like, not how is it a game, but like, how is this? How did this get released on the Super Nintendo? Which one of these is the good one? This is bad. This is bad. I don't know why I was so excited for this. They convinced me, like, oh man, don't you want to see Macaulay Culkin and Whoopi Goldberg in a movie together? Why, yes I do, young 90s me. And then watched the movie and was like, I don't get this. Because I was into reading, you know, I was like, books are cool. And then watched this movie and was like, this is a weird movie. And then I played the game and like, this, you know, back then you don't have the context. We're like, might not be a good game. It's just a game that you played. Hey, what's up? Oh no. Oh wow, you get to go to the torture chamber first level in a kid's game? Wow, this is gonna be great. I'm going to watch this movie again. I've only seen it once in my life. I never felt the need to go back. But I feel like watching this now would be really weird. I'm pressing buttons trying to see if there's like a shoot button or anything. I can throw my homie. Amazing. What is the point of this? I can't jump if I hold him because I'm a kid. Is there a trash can I can put him in? Here I am trying to think about physics in a kid's game. Well, I can't even jump on enemies. They was my magic shoes. This is weird. This is a very weird game. What is this? Is this bad? Oh, there's something dripping. Oh man, I was gonna say it's gotta be a British game. There's stuff dripping from the ceiling. It's gotta be bad. Oh. Oh. That's dumb. If that's what that is, I think this is what you do here. If that's what this is stupid. That's why wouldn't you just lower it? Why does it have to be that high up? This book doesn't raise your height that much. Whatever, dude. We're here trying to like do precise jumps to get over these enemies. Nope. Nice. I can't interact with this. Man, whatever. I jumped on an enemy and I killed it. You can. There's a sign back there. I gotta get to the exit. That's actually a really good looking sign. This is an ImageSoft game. I didn't pay attention. No, this is a Fox game. The way that the game scrolls, now that I'm seeing like minor details, reminds me. I'm in the US. I'm in Georgia. Yeah, this game reminds me a little bit of like that Frankenstein game and all those other ones. Is that it? Got an option between levels. I have. That's the spirit. Driving You Batty. A Fistful of Horrors. The Haunted House. Looking Grave. The Library Phantom. Oh man. Expect the worst? I don't understand what that is. Terror in the Tower. The Living... That only works if you read that as The Living Red. Which I would read it as The Living Read. I don't know. Spook too soon. Yo. I can just not do that. This game is terrible. The game gives you options to be like, hey, you might not want to do these levels. What is this? What do you mean we made it? Okay, this is no good. This game is weird. Packy and Marlin. No, we have Pocky and Rocky at home. This just got re-released on Switch. Not just, I feel like it came out like a couple of years ago, honestly. It was like a new version of it. Ooh. Interesting. I'm gonna... this game has one of the best stupid things that Earthworm Jim, Toe Jam and Earl has the same thing. Where you can just kind of like mess around with the theme song somewhere. Best feature. Okay, let's go. That's the best part of this entire game. I see that the game starts off with an option for 2-player, and if you go into 1-player, it is training mode. Nice. I was at a LAN party a long time ago, and one of the things I would do, because I'd get tired of playing like Counter-Strike and StarCraft and Warcraft all night. I would hook my computer up to somebody's TV and just put on ROMs, and people were like, what are you doing? Just start playing stuff, and then people would just come over there, and they'd be like, as time went on throughout the night, as people got more drunk, they would be like, let's play Bomberman, drunk Bomberman. Or this was one of the games, or Track and Field, which watching a bunch of like 20-somethings that are, you know, various states of inebriated playing Track and Field and complaining about people cheating. Good times. So the problem with this game is I think Slam Dunk, maybe Spirals, and maybe Attack are all basically the same thing, just slight variations. I feel so weird, like, which kid do you want to be? Choose your child. Oh, man. Okay. X. Oh, hold on. Just leave it blank? It doesn't even matter, does it?
On your mark, get set.
There's no explanation on how to shoot the ball.
All
Did
right.
it?
All right.
Is- Just charge the meter all the way up.
All right.
It just happens automatically. So the only thing that you have to worry about is just timing.
All right.
What? Am I Africa? I don't even know what that means.
All right.
How do I do this special thing? It's gotta be a dunk. Hmm. I don't understand what I'm... I don't understand what the... I'm good. Yeah, that game is no good, dude. It's really bad.
All right.
It's really bad. I think I only rented it like once. What is this? Oh, I was watching a video on this. The animation on that game looks like let's go here. All right. The animation of this game reminds me of like if you ever see the Game Boy Advance Tony Hawk games, the ones that are like 2.5D. They do this really weird 3D model for the characters and it looks a little bit like this. Oh, look at that. What does that even mean? I can't believe... Wait, this is... I can't... That dude is just frozen. He's like dumbfounded that... Is there no... There's like no... What is this? This is not cool. I have no control over that player. I probably did something in the beginning. Whatever. Well, it is 10. My goal was to play until about right now because we get up at like 5 in the morning. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get in the habit of streaming after work. So peace out for now.